Thank you for tuning in to Experience, Strength, and Hope. Today, Tony will be talking with Gregory Lamont Taylor, who was born in Mobile, Alabama on May the 14th, 1972. He has 4 kids, that's 3 sons and 1 daughter. He graduated in 1990 from Murphy High School, and in 1990 also went into the military. After serving 20 years, his current job now is employer at Certain Tea in Junction City, Kansas. He's also the owner and founder of Junction City Eyewitness News. His hobbies are helping others, weightlifting, DJing, fishing, and watching sports. His goals are to help inspire the youth to have confidence in themselves in achieving their goals, and also to educate them about our systemic racism history and to treat each other with respect no matter what race, color, or creed. And finally, that Junction City Eyewitness News to go worldwide and to have a full-time production. 2 other high points in his life was organizing the Black Lives Matter movement at Heritage Park in Junction City with Michael Turner back on May 29, 2020, after the death of George Floyd, and also being a member of the Eagles Aries 830 here in Junction City, in which he helps volunteer with local programs and help with the homeless and less fortunate. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you enjoy today's show.
We'll get started here. All right, this is Tony the Mayor. I'm here with Greg Taylor. Did I get that right? I got that right.
How you doing, sir? Right.
And I know for what I've heard, a lot of people call you T-Bone, right?
Exactly. That's the nickname that I got.
Yeah, how you get that? Because that's my nickname. Well, used to be. You just stole it.
It's kind of a long story, sir. But I got it when I was in the military over in Germany. I had a sergeant, and he would go around and call me Bone all the time. And, because I was, kind of big bone, one of the biggest soldiers. And then my last name is obviously Taylor. So he took the T from Taylor and put it with the bone, and that's how I got T-Bone.
All right.
Everybody in the military and our company was calling me T-Bone, and it just stuck with me from all the way from Germany to even when I got back to the United States.
See, my father, they used to call him that. My father, everybody in Chicago, they knew him, called him T-Bone, so that's how and so I had a friend of mine here that started calling me T-Bone, and in the military they'll call you that sometimes, so I mean it switches back and forth. As long as they don't call me the wrong thing.
Right. They call it a T-Bone, the pork chop, the ham hock, and everything else. It's all in fun, though. Everybody got a nickname.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. Tell me a little bit about you as a child and a teenager, where you grew up.
I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, born and raised. Growing up in Alabama was okay. We had our little times. There was a little bit of. And where I grew up was kind of like in the project area. And southern being down south, you had its ups and downs, but my parents were very strong. They were part of, the Black Panthers and everything.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and they pretty much kept us rooted and grounded as far as, how to treat people and want to treat people the way you want to be treated and stuff like that. And also, my grandmother, she played an important part in my life, also about raising me. Also, when my mother had passed when I was at a young age, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then coming back, and then I joined the military as soon as I graduated in 1990, I was on a plane. Never been out of the United States. Scared. Going 16 hours going to Germany.
So straight to Germany.
Never been out of the United States. So when I was like, ooh. So when I got there, I got off the plane. And of course, everybody speaking all different types of languages and stuff, and I didn't understand it. So it was like a big culture change. So,
okay. You in Alabama, I heard you mention projects and stuff. So,
right.
I mean, I've had myself. I never lived in the projects, but I was only a few feet from them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And in Chicago, they had some of the biggest projects. You're talking 16-story tall building, over 50,000 people standing stateway guard. They tore them down, a lot of them, but they're still there. You heard of Cabrini Green, and everything. So, people, I think really people don't understand, because I have a real good friend that he grew up in the projects. I was just talking to him a few months ago. They don't understand that how close knit the families are. Even though you may be like we're in the heart of the ghetto, even though you there, you know everybody around there. Everybody knows you. You know. And people be scared. I think the only people that get in trouble is people who don't come around here. Come around there, they ain't supposed to be around there.
And it's not.
So you were young. You were young enough up until 18. Did you get in trouble or anything?
Well, yeah, I got in trouble.
I mean, we all did.
I wasn't, it wasn't to the point to where I had to go to jail and nothing like that.
Right. Okay.
Every now and then I did little things, but I learned from my mom. She would, take little things away from me, punishment TV and stuff like that. But I learned that, you're going to make mistakes in life, and it's not about when you make mistakes, because we're all human. It's about what you learn from them. It's just like you ain't going to be able to win them all. It's not about how you fall, it's about how you get back up. So it was a learning song, so it helped me out a lot,
So Mobile is close to the water, right?
Yeah, down on the Gulf.
It's down on the Gulf.
Yeah, the Gulf Coast is right down there on the water. So, and then also we have a lot of great things to do in Mobile. It's a pretty big city, We had a Mardi Gras going on, like between February and March, which was real nice. That was one of the things that I really liked growing up, that my grandmother used to take me to see, and it was awesome. So yeah, and then I used to go fishing down on Dolphin Island Parkway, which was and we get out on the boat. We fish off
do your
boat,
thing,
and we camp out. We do a lot of camping.
No, we wasn't doing that in Chicago. And camping out nowhere. It's windy up there. You ain't trying to be outside nowhere, bro. So, growing up there, and you keep mentioning, like your grandmother and mother or somebody like that, and people, they don't understand. Now, I tell a lot of these young guys, I said, it wasn't just my mama and my daddy, but you had grandmothers, they were real grandmothers. They weren't 36 and still partying with you in the club. You know what I'm saying? They were real grandmothers who did. My grandparents grew up Louisiana, Mississippi, Illinois, and migrated up to Chicago, But I could be, we stayed right on the corner, 58th Street, and my grandmother and them stayed right around the corner. So if I'm doing something bad over there, they going to see it. But and my mother could see straight out the window, and my granddad. This short story I tell you once. We were playing hide and go see one night, and we wasn't supposed to leave off the porch. But we were playing hide and go see. And I went and hid up under this car on the main street. And I look up and it's a car coming. When I get ready to get out, car almost bagged over me. It was my granddaddy. That was the only time I can remember my grandfather chastising me like that, man. He didn't hit me, but my granddad, that's the only time I really seen him mad like that. He never was a angry or mean dude, but that, because he cared about me and everything like that.
Speaking on that, growing up down there, the neighbors actually help too, because it takes, like I said, it takes a village to raise a, a child or a family. We always like community. So if the neighbors see me do something wrong, they would chastise me too, even before I got home, and my parents come to find out, they told them to do that, and make sure that, hey, if anything he does wrong, let us know. But
and that was what they tell other people in the neighborhood that too.
They switches, and then my mom used to tell me to go pick out my own switch that I'm gonna get a whooping with. So
tell Miss Juanita, if you see him doing that, tell Miss Jackson, everybody that had an eye on you, they can get you and everything.
It doesn't matter what color, creed, race, and that, we all try to, and that's what it was all about. Just, basically going up having fun. We know we had our, things going on as being in a segregated area down there.
Okay.
So, I even seen when I was coming up, where whites could only, black, so they had signs, whites only, black only could drink from certain farms. And my grandmama and their grandparents, and they actually grew up within it. So as being black parents, Black Panther members, they would let me know. I've seen pictures and videos and stuff where they would, and went through and was getting sprayed with water hoses and stuff, as far as, the groups of people who they were around. And it's just, we came a long ways, but we still got a long ways to go,
Yeah, we have been. We didn't go too far. I went to Mississippi a few times when I was young, and I knew we stayed mostly on the farm. We didn't go in the city. Stayed out there on the farm, and I know a lot of that was for our protection and everything. Then my grandfather had Eric land down in Carroll, Illinois, way down at the bottom, Thames, Illinois, actually. And it was beautiful down there. It was just so, to us coming from Chicago, you know, you coming from all that that's happening in the city, and you get a chance to go down there. It was beautiful, man, you know.
I got a baby mama, the one, she's from the south side of Chicago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the distance, but yeah.
So
Never been, but I always wanted to go, you know.
Yeah, go up there. I mean, the city is a beautiful place. Chicago is beautiful. Beautiful people, but you have the crime. You got a lot of gang banging. And it's not, I can't even say it's just gang banging because the gangs are so unorganized. You know, it's all about this. Used to be about neighborhoods. Exactly. Now it's about this block and that block. You know,
on this side of town and this and that, you know.
Yeah. And that's what it's like now.
Like we had that when I was in Junction City. We had the east side, the west side.
Yeah.
And they did over there, you know, it's like, you know, small as this town is, you're like, what do you mean? East side, west side.
Like, what year you get here?
No, 2003.
2003, okay. Now, so tell me a little bit about that. You know, you came military. Okay. How did you come to Junction City? Everybody asks that.
Oh boy, I tell you, Mr. Tony, I tell you, when I got my orders, and you know, you always get your orders and they tell you where you want to go. And I seen it. It said Fort Riley, Kansas, and I was laughing with my partner. I was like, man, can I trade orders? Yeah. He's like, man, you can't trade no orders. You got to go there. I said, man, the only thing I know about Kansas is Dorothy and Toto. Because I used to watch the show.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, she clicked it. But yeah, that was it. Pretty much. But you know what I said? You know what? No matter where I go, I'm gonna do the best I can. It's not about where you're from. It's where you're at. And I'm going to make the best out of it up there. Because I traveled. When I was over in Germany, I went to Spain.
Oh, no, that's beautiful.
So that's another thing when I joined the military. I wanted to travel around the world. And it gave me
you do Amsterdam and all that stuff.
Amsterdam was wonderful.
I've only been to Germany. I've been to Germany twice. It wasn't by way of the military. Right, I was with some friends in my church. And what part? I went to, the first time I went, we were in Graphenville. Okay. And I visited... Hanau, Frankfurt, Würzburg, and all that. Gießen. We went to a church there in Gießen. Yeah. You know, Bishop Williams here and Bishop Johnson, where I go, they all was in that area up in Gießen. Yeah.
That's a beautiful family.
Yeah, it is. That's where I go to church. And Germany was the experience for me, you know, and I think it'll be good for any soldier who has the opportunity to go over there and to experience that. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, I like I say, we went to France, Czechoslovakia. We went, you know, the second time I was there, I flew out of Munich, Junction City, because I know when I was in basic training and they found out the drill sergeant was laughing at me when they said that. So you going to Junction City, man? They clowned me so bad. So you better get you a car. That's what they told me, because you're going to want to get out of there, you know. But that was back in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 1980. Yeah. So how did you get here?
Well, I got here, in 2003, and I flew on a plane. I was a tanker. My MOS, I was a tanker, 19 kilo. And what that is we drove the M1A1 tanks. I drove them, loaded them, gunned them. And then when I went in, Desert Storm had just kicked off.
Oh, hell, okay.
So I'm automatically just thrown into, Desert Storm on the front lines. So we, of course, what happened with that. It wasn't too much of a war because, pretty much gave up with Saddam Hussein then. But yeah, but it was a learning experience. I grew. I was a fuel specialist also. I also changed over and I fueled the tanks in different military vehicles. And when we went out, mostly I was in Kentucky, Fort Knox, Kentucky, is where I did AIT and basic at. So basically, when we was over there, we stayed in the field. Either rain or snow. Rain or it was too hot. When you're in the field, it either did one. Over in Germany, we did our field problems in Baumholder and Graphenville. So,
yeah, I heard about Graphenville. I had orders once. Well, I did all my time here. Okay. But I had orders once for Bamberg, Germany, and they told me, they said, man, you about to spend the rest of your life in the field. That's what they told me. The orders ended up getting deleted. They said, you're going to spend the rest of your life in the field. I was like, man, no, please.
Boy, that's why, when you got back into post and got there, we partied,
Yeah. So listen to this now. Instead of, how long did you stay in?
I retired in 2010. So
And you stayed in Junction City.
I stayed in Junction City.
Tell me, a lot of people wonder why we stay here.
I got a couple of reasons.
Okay.
Okay. Number one is because, back where I'm from, it's not too much. It's opportunities, but I felt like there was a little bit more opportunities here. Crime rate is down. Good place to raise. Not saying that it ain't down. It's everywhere, but I just thought. And then also I bought a home. It was a group called the Self-Help Housing Project program.
Okay.
In which 6 families build on the homes together. And then nobody moved into the home until we all helped each other build each other's home. It was an awesome program. I love it. They don't have it no more, I think, here in Junction, but it's called Self-Help.
Okay.
And I got approved. Me and my baby mama, Lakeisha, we got approved. I had to get my credit straightened out a little bit, and I think I credit her for that, And we got that together, and then we got approved for a loan. And then we started building all families, and then we all got our keys, and we had a little program ceremony at the community center.
I remember when everybody built these houses.
It was awesome. We all got the keys, and we all moved in, and it was beautiful. And I kind of wish we can get that program going again. I'm gonna see if I can.
They built it. I know over there on the east side over there where the Snipes did theirs and everything, and people did something over here.
Habitat, all that stuff. So
yeah, and then you feel like you're doing it. It's your house and you building it, putting your hands to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Pick out the things that you want in from the lighting and stuff, and the colors of the bedrooms and the color of the home. It was nice. Yeah.
Okay. So you stayed here?
Yes, I stayed here. And it paid off. It pays off. It paid off a lot.
Okay.
Still learning a lot of things from people. It's a military town, but one thing I love about it is a lot of people coming from all over. So you get to meet different personalities. People come and go. And that's just Junction City,
Okay.
By Fort Riley being here, I think it helps also too. We want to try to get more things though going here in town. But that's what I think I want to try to do.
It's good. I mean, I think it's good that a lot of veterans can retire near a military town. Like my daughter is down in Fort Bragg down there, Fayetteville area and all that. Man, something else down there. They got an enormous vet center down there. They just built a new VA hospital a few years back. It's huge. But I think it's good if you could be in an area that's close to a military post or, a still, because especially if you've been doing it so many years and you want, you just jump back out there, in the world, in the work world or, in society like that, and it, when you have your mind already programmed about how, a lot of, it's hard sometimes for soldiers to transition into the regular workforce because we want things are set how they're going to be done, and when they change, they're going to let you know they change, and this, it's not like that. Just go figure it out yourself.
One thing used to be in the military with the strict, being told to do this and that.
Yeah.
Which you always have rules and laws to follow. It's a big change. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Before we move on about some of the things that you're doing, I've since I've been here so long, I like Junction City. I hate hearing negative things about it. I mean, because this is my home now. And I always tell people, hey, I could take you to Chicago, to some of the areas I grew up in, and you're going to see why I appreciate. Ain't nothing to do here. You can't do this. When I got here, Greg, I didn't have a car. I was a young soldier. My wife was 17. I was 18. We got married. Went to high school together. I didn't have a car. I lived on 3rd Street, right by where the foreign car place is, on 3rd and Washington. As soon as I get out there and start walking towards Fort Riley, I don't even get a block. Somebody going to pick me up. A soldier going to see you with civilian worker, and they will pick you up. You didn't have to worry about nothing happening, And then hey, what time you get off? You come this way, and I'll give you a ride. I never had to, when I didn't have a car, I never had to ask for a ride. It was always somebody there to kind of take care of you.
They treated you like like you were their own family.
Right.
You be having a barbecue going down up the street. You walk down the street and go up and say hello, and then they'll invite you in like they were their own family. Come on, bro.
See, so when I say something good about Junction City, people slam me. You got a lot of these young people, they might have been here all their life. I don't know. Or some of them, been here to about 20, 25, 30. Right. They think so bad about it. But go visit some other places. It's better places. But for a small town like this, you know, you don't see much crime.
Exactly.
You don't have to. You can forget and lock your door sometime. You ain't got to, you know. So it's good for me.
I say, you know, you can't just because you've been from another state, it could be big or small. But when you come here, you can't just think automatically, oh, this should be the way where I'm from.
Yeah.
You got to adapt, you know, and
you
know, get to know people, and you'll be all right, no matter where you go.
All right. Tell me about JC Eyewitness News. How did you come up with that?
Man.
Go ahead, tell me some things. And if there's anything else you got too, hit me with it, because this is about you, bro.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Junction City Eyewitness News, it came about, well, first of all, my stepdad, he was in the broadcasting, so I could say he probably inherited a little bit, or so, you know, I used to see him, and what he would do is working for this local TV broadcasting up in Mobile. I would kind of like look up to him, the things that he would do, because not only was he on the inside of the broadcasting station broadcast, he would go out to local businesses also, like what I do, and get to know a person, get to know about the business, get to know the owner, get to know and see a little bit more, and get in depth and up close. In person. That's what it's all about. Junction City Eyewitness News is getting basically, you know, they can use Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. But what Junction City Eyewitness News does, it go out and gets to meet the people up close in person, and let the people know and see what they have to offer for Junction City, and just get a little bit about the prices and where they're from, and you know, just kind of like getting kind of what you're doing with your podcast, you know. And it's a beautiful thing, and I you know, one day I wanted to eventually probably to get our own TV broadcasting, like TV show live. You know, we got the Daily Union here and stuff, but I want to do something where we can have employees that'll all actually get out and travel around Kansas, not just Junction City. We want to branch out also. And be able to travel and get to know and go, you know, just like CNN, where you might be here in this state, but we'll have people all over, you know, broadcasting.
That's good.
So I wanted to grow, and I've been praying, and it'll happen, because I'm not going to stop. I keep God first.
Don't stop. I don't care what people say.
You crawl, you got to crawl.
What they don't say, you sure do.
Don't never stop. Don't never give up. If there's a dream that you have out there, don't never give up.
That's
always follow, and that's something that I've learned.
Don't forget that this was only part 1 of a 2-part series with Greg Taylor. Tune in next week to Experience, Strength, and Hope with Antonio the Mayor Timms for part 2 of Junction City Eyewitness News.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope. Come back and continue to listen on any of our other platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and Apple Podcasts. We encourage you to not only listen, but also reach out and share your stories of experience, strength, and hope at bigdog0862@gmail.com or 785-307-4662. I'm Anthony Timms, and this has been another podcast of Experience, Strength, and Hope from Tony the Mayor Timms. Be blessed, be strong, and most of all, be real.